President Donald Trump delivers his 2026 State of the Union address to lawmakers and the nation. The roughly 100-minute speech featured highlights from the first full year of his second term, including his policies pushing back on gender transitions of minors. But pro-lifers are concerned after the president avoided mentioning abortion at all and renewed his support for in vitro fertilization, or IVF, which goes against church teaching. In good news for families, the president says his new Trump accounts could lead to tens of thousands of dollars for children.
Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children.
The president went on to endorse Trump RX, a new government initiative designed to help consumers find lower drug prices. In a move troubling to the pro-life movement, he says the first customer was a mom who turned to IVF drugs amid a struggle with infertility.
Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
President Trump also renewed his call to end so-called gender-affirming care for minors suffering from gender dysphoria.
Surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
In contrast, during the 2019 State of the Union address, President Trump called out late-term abortion and targeted 2 states where he said the gruesome practice was in place.
Lawmakers in New York cheered with delight upon the passage of legislation that would allow a baby to be ripped from the mother's womb moments from birth. These are living, feeling, beautiful babies who will never get the chance to share their love and their dreams with the world. And then we had the case of the governor of Virginia, where he stated he would execute a baby after birth. To defend the dignity of every person, I am asking Congress to pass legislation to prohibit the late-term abortion of children who can feel pain in the mother's womb.
As we mentioned, pro-lifers say they appreciate the White House's pro-family programs, but are disappointed and concerned that no mention was made about curbing abortion. In an exclusive interview with EWTN News in Depth, Marjorie Dannenfelser, president of Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America, says this speech was quite different from previous ones.
Marjorie, overall, how would you summarize your response to the State of the Union last night?
Well, I waited from the beginning to the end, the longest State of the Union message in history, and as it concluded, I was disappointed and sad. It was a glaring omission to the most urgent need of the pro-life movement today, and that is to address the horror of the abortion drugs that are flooding into pro-life states and every state all over the country, leading to an increase in the number of abortions since the Dobbs decision, which, you know, there's an opportunity to lead there that was missed, and it is very disappointing.
Yeah. Were you surprised?
I was very surprised, and I have to say, well, let me just be honest. I thought it was possible he wouldn't say anything, but we're always hoping for the best. I also had a lot of experience with him in his first administration, and remember very well talking with him about the State of the Union coming up the next night in 2019, where he was eloquent. He talked about Ralph Northam and how horrible it was to have a legal situation where a baby can be ripped from the mother's room and just lay there on the just be left to die. And that is missing now, and we need that national leadership, and he's absolutely capable of it and has done it in the past, and we need it now. So yes, it was disappointing.